What's going on, everyone? Welcome on into a mailbag edition of the Cleveland Browns Report. It was filmed during our live show, FYI, which airs every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So coming out with us for a live show if you want to be on the next mailbag. First question comes in from the guy that I didn't understand what the fraud was in the movie The Other Guys. I've watched it 10 times. I'll never understand what David Ershon was doing with the police scaffolding. That never made any sense to me. But David asked, thoughts on signing Justin Simmons? Thoughts are Justin Simmons is a really good football player. He leads the NFL in interceptions since he entered the league in 2016. He is one of the most underappreciated DB safeties in the league. I think Justin Simmons would make a ton of sense on just about every single roster, but maybe not the Browns. I just don't think that they really have the space for Justin Simmons, right? Justin Simmons is better than Juan Thornhill, but you already paid Juan Thornhill $7 million. You got to stand by some of the guys you gave bigger contracts to. You just extended Grant Delpit. You brought back Rodney McLeod. You've got really good young talent in Ronnie Hickman and DeAnthony Bell. I love Justin Simmons as a player, and maybe Andrew Berry will have that thought just creep into his head about we're better with Simmons than without, so why not? But to me, I think Andrew Berry feels confident about some of the signings he's already made and Thornhill, McLeod, and he's probably not going to go down that Simmons trail unless he really wants to get a 3-safety set in, or Schwartz does a lot. But outside of that, I think it's a low chance you see Justin Simmons come to Cleveland. But should the Browns sign Justin Simmons? I'll get you guys' opinion on the question here. I think Justin Simmons is a really good player, like I said, and if the Browns sign him, I won't be upset about it by any means. But to me, it just doesn't seem like there's a good fit for him in Cleveland. They don't have the huge need at safety. It's probably one of the rooms that they feel the most confident about. Joshua Miller, is there a running back in this year's draft that we could pick to eventually replace Chubb once he's done playing? Hate bringing it up, but had to ask. I understand. For me, I think if there is a running back to replace him, I would think Jonathan Brooks. I think that he's the only running back in this draft class I think could have a role like Nick Chubb, where he could be a 3-down back, right? Another name, I wouldn't say replace, but Jalen Wright, I think, has a really good shot of being a good player in this league. I think Jalen Wright has a high ceiling. We have seen at Tennessee, he's an explosive playmaker, 7.4 yards a carry. That is not something you do just on a whim. So I think Jonathan Brooks would have the best chance of eventually becoming a true 3-down running back like Chubb is. But to be honest with you, no, I don't think there is a running back anywhere near Nick Chubb's potential in this draft class. Kev Dog, next one up. Would you be scared if Pittsburgh traded for that JJ? Justin Jefferson, Kev Dog? I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson because I don't think they'd be trading up to get J.J. McCarthy. So would I be scared if they went out and got Justin Jefferson? Yeah, I'd be fucking terrified. Justin Jefferson's awesome. No team wants Justin Jefferson in their division. I will say that there is a very odd stat that Justin Jefferson, when he was hurt last year, the Vikings actually won more games without him at a stretch than with him. So not really sure how that happened, but I don't think the world's going to end for the Cleveland Browns if he goes to the Steelers, but would I be scared? Hell yeah. Steelers fans would be scared if he came to the Browns too. Cool guy. Hot take. Nick Chubb comes back and starts playing like an absolute star. Ooh, cool guy. Can I add on to this take here? Double hot take. Nick Chubb wins Comeback Player of the Year. Could you imagine? You go from Joe Flacco to Nick Chubb, back-to-back Brownies winning Comeback Player of the Year. If there's a guy that can kick rehab's ass, not like the rehab you get with Charlie Sheen in Arizona, but like your knee rehab, it is Nick Chubb. It is Batman. So I like the idea of Nick Chubb coming back. Now, I also love hot takes. So if you've got a hot take for the upcoming NFL draft, get in the chat right now and let me know what your hot take is for the draft, which you believe is just a few short weeks away. I'm pumped. All right, another question coming in from Dylan Sutcliffe. Who do we think the Browns draft? I'm guessing that's what you're meaning to ask here. So the funny thing about mock drafts, Dylan, is we spend a lot of time finding this balance of like who I would really like to take versus who I think the Browns will take. And those are very different things. I'm thinking about who in this draft class just kind of gives me Andrew Berry vibes as a draft target for them. I'm thinking, I just cannot get the name Malachi Corley out of my head. I do feel like that is someone the Browns, whether it's in round 2 or round 3, I think more of a round 3 guy, Cleveland will target. Ray Bidding, next one up. Tyler Hunley will lead the Browns to the 2024 Super Bowl. Does he take the final knee to ice the game in the AFC Championship game with the Browns up by 35? If so, Ray, I'm on board with that take. I'm also on board with our sponsor today, which is Game Time. We've got warm weather here. Baseball is back. Playoff basketball is next. Playoff hockey is afterwards. And you should not have to miss any of the action because of ticket prices. With Game Time, you can get killer last-minute deals and all-in prices for all the big events because there is nothing more frustrating than going onto a ticketing app and then getting to the checkout and realizing with all the fees and the taxes, the price is nowhere near what you thought it was going to be. But Game Time literally gives you an option on the home screen to click all-in price so you know exactly what you're actually going to be paying. It's the place to find last-minute seats. So download the app today and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Create an account, like I said, and when you download the Game Time app, you're going to get $20 off. Now, terms apply, but once again, create an account and redeem the code CHAT SPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I also put all that information in the comments and description of today's video. Joshua Miller, next one up. How long can we realistically keep our top 3 CBs? Greg Newsome's 5th-year option decision is coming up at the beginning of May, so about a month away from now. It's going to run the Browns about a little over $13 million. I think they'll pick up that 5th-year option. If they do, Martin Emerson, Greg Newsome, and Denzel Ward will all be under contract for 2024 and 2025. I think they have 2 more years of this really good 3 cornerback duo or trio sticking together. Next one coming in from Lil Beam. What is your honest opinion on Malik Washington? In my opinion, the most underrated player in the draft. He's at Virginia, transferred from Northwestern. Yeah, I remember the player now. He doesn't have an extensive route tree, which I think teams are going to knock him on. But he's a big playmaker. He's got great speed. I think Malik Washington is not going to have a crazy high ceiling in this league, but I do think he's got a good shot of landing on a team and maybe elevating to a nice wide receiver 2 for a few teams over the course of his career. I think he could be the most underrated wide receiver in this draft. I don't think I'd go as far to say player, but Lil Beam, I do like the Virginia receiver Malik Washington. Joshua Miller, hot take. Deshaun Watson will not be our starter by the end of the season. That's a hot take. I don't think it's the worst take in the world. I don't think Watson has shown us through 2 years that is impossible of happening. I don't agree with it. I do think the Browns will stick with him unless he gets injured. I really don't see Kevin Stefanski benching Deshaun Watson. That just seems like a decision that Jimmy Haslam will have to sign off on. I don't see him signing off on that decision. Deb Grimsley, AB shocker, trades to mid-30s to get Edgerrin Cooper. I don't think he's going to be trading up. Maybe if he really likes Edgerrin Cooper, that's a possibility. I just don't think he's really got the ammunition to do it, right? He's got 5 picks to use. He's going to give up the current 3rd he has and pick 80 or so to move up to pick 50. That might not even be enough to get it done. So you don't have a 4th rounder to offer. You're going to give up your 3rd and your 5th to move up in round 2. Now you've got, 4 picks in the draft? Just seems a little bit unlikely in my opinion. But I do love the idea of getting Edgerrin Cooper, Deb. Joshua Miller. Deshaun Watson thrived with Will Fuller. Judy is similar size but with a different skill set. Is there a Will Fuller type receiver we could draft? What about, and it's been a little while since I watched my Will Fuller tape. I'm thinking Troy Franklin out. Oh, yeah, hit a good 40. I'll go Troy Franklin. I don't think he's as fast as Will Fuller. I don't have their speeds in front of me right now. But the Oregon wide receiver, Troy Franklin, I think he could be a similar comp. That's kind of my best stab at it, but maybe I'm way off base here. Josh, again, how close will Emerson's contract get to Ward's? Denzel Ward got a 5-year, $100.5 million contract that pays him $20.1 million a season? Or is that what Jair Alexander got? Whatever. Denzel Ward got a 5-year, $100 million deal. Maybe there's an extra $100,000 I forgot about. I think Martin Emerson's contract, if he continues playing at this level, it could probably get up to a 4-year average salary of $15 to $16 million. I think that's well within the range of what Martin Emerson can get. I mean, Jalen Johnson and L'Jarius Sneed just got $19 million a season. I don't think Emerson is quite at that level, although he's only played 2 years. Maybe in year 3 he'll get to that level. And if that's the case, I think it may be a little bit closer to $18 million. I don't think he's gonna break Denzel Ward's contract though. All right, to wrap up the show, we've got a pick a card episode, as we always do for the off season. Mr. Gerard, which card do you want to go with?
I'm liking the 7 of spades.
7 of spades?
7 of spades.
Okay, I'm going to go with the 3 of clubs. 5 of hearts. 5 of hearts. All right, that will do it for us on today's show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone who takes time out of their day to watch our content. It means a lot more to me than you think. So if you're still watching, make sure to like the video and drop a CLE in the comment section. That way I know who the end of the video crew is.